What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Whiskey's Adventures. So, what this is we're going to do here, we're going to start our review series here. So I just got back from my river trip, hammock camping trip with my daughter down the river, which is the last week's episode y'all seen. Next weekend, this upcoming weekend, I'm gone for my long trip out to the National Forest for 9 days, 8 nights. So there's going to be a couple weeks without videos. So today is Martin Luther King Day. I'm off work, and I figured, you know what? That way there ain't such a 2 or 3 week gap in between my the last video and the next video. When I get back from that long trip, I'll go ahead and review some gear that I've been using for a long time. I'm about to show you, I did a little skit on, I think it was Facebook and on TikTok or whatever, on my social media accounts about Whiskey's Camping World. This is my my closet. My master bedroom, my house has 2 closets. It's got a his and hers. So the his closet is my camping closet, and I call it Whiskey's Camping World. All right, so everything you see in here, I'm about to give you a quick tour in here, and then we're going to pick out the gear we're going to review in this video. But everything you see in here, you're not going to get a review on for a little bit, because some of the stuff in here is new, and I don't believe in giving reviews off stuff that I've only had used one time, or, you know, I like to run it through its paces so I can give a true thumbs up, thumbs down review on it, right? So let's take you into Whiskey's Camping World here. Maybe I need to get a little plaque or something hung here on my door that says that, right? So let's go into Whiskey's Camping World, and we'll pick out the gear we're going to review in today's episode. All right, quick tour. We'll go over each item as we review them in future videos, because I do have set what I want to review today for y'all on this review series, but this is Whiskey's Camping World. Down there on the floor, it's small once I walk in. That's Whiskey's Camping World. All right, so what we're going to review on this week's episode is we're going to my very favorite way of camping, which is hammock camping. So we're going to go over my hammock system without the sleeping bag and the sleep system that keeps you warm. We're just talking Rainfly and hammock system. That's it. That's the only thing we're going to review on this video. This is it's up there. So I got my hammock and my Rainfly. So we're going to take this outside, and I'm going to take you through how I set this stuff up, and give you a review on it. So we'll see you outside. Hey everybody. So back in my backwoods here, what we're going to do is we're going to set up between this tree here. We're going to set up between this tree right over here. That's the 2 trees. Now typically when I set up my hammock system, if we don't have rain, I'll do the hammock system first. That way I don't have a rain fly over top me. I'm trying to, you know, hook everything up around and get underneath and all that good stuff. If you got bad weather conditions, and then obviously you put your rain fly up. But for purposes of today's video, we're going to do our hammock system first. I just grabbed one of my rucksacks just to get everything down here in the yard. So if I can find the links, I will put all the links in the descriptions below for the gear that you're going to be seeing review in today's video. But here's the hammock. Obviously, when I put the descriptions below, you can read all the details of it. This particular hammock setup came with a different set of straps that you're going to see here today. So the straps that I got here is another piece of item that I upgraded my hammock system with to make it easy for me to set up and make the whole process really fast. So we got 2 straps. These straps are 12.5 or 12 feet long. They make them 15 and 30 foot long. This particular company does, which will also be in the description below, as long as I can find it. So let's go ahead and get our trees rigged up, and I'll walk you through the whole process of setting up a hammock, or how I set up my hammock. All right, so at the end of this strap, there's one end that's got a loop on it, and the other end doesn't. So we're going to wrap it around the tree. In the hoop section, we're going to feed this tail into it. So I just grab it there and then pull it through. and then cinch it tight. Personally, I put it about eyebrow level height to me for my initial setup. So we got that strap on, and we're gonna go over to the other tree and do the other strap now. Again, once again, you got your hoop in, take it around the tree, grab it there. You got the hoop in, make sure the strap is nice and straight all the way around. The 3 lines that's on my one, you're going to see when we get up close to it here in a minute. I always put that facing out and then feed it through. And then soak the tree. Again, about eyebrow height. So now let's get the hammock out and show you how it ties into the straps. Now the hammock, the bag the hammock's in is actually part of the hammock, which is kind of cool. It's right in the center of it, which you can throw your phone in and all that stuff on the outside. So I'm gonna pull it out. The pocket side of the hammock is also the side the door's on, which I'll show you more detail on that in a minute. So I want my door to face behind the camera, so to speak, so that direction. So that's the end the bass is gonna hang. Now this is part of the strap unit, or this, yeah, the strap system. So this part comes with the straps, and then you take, just feed it through your hammock system and then choke it off to itself. The instructions come with it, how to rig it onto your hammock. If not, there's plenty of YouTube videos that shows you how to string these up. It's pretty simple. So this makes for a fast and easy. So let me grab one side of the strap here, pull it up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna center that, face that up. I'm gonna come up through the bottom of it. Hold on a minute, I gotta make sure I got this right. No, I'm sorry. So you got here, you come through the back of it here, like so. So that bar's all the way forward, and then you can pull, I'm gonna push some through, like so. It's on the back side closest to the cordage. Now I'm gonna take that little center bar and push it back against the cord, and then back feed this back through. Kind of reminds me of the old belt system. There's like a Green Army style belt that we used to wear, see? And then as the weight, that bar smashes in that wire. So let's go do the other side real quick. Got hammock in hand. I got my strap here. One more time. So I pull the buckle, I push the little rod all the way forward and feed it down through the back, closest to the cordage that goes back to your hammock. I'm gonna pull a good enough little tail through. I'm gonna push that back like so. And then we'll come back up through the buckle. And then when the weight of the hammock goes on it, it cinches it tight. All right, now once you got your hammock hung, you see it's really low to the ground. So what I'm gonna do is I got more slack on my hammock strap on this side, so I'm gonna pull this string first. We're simply gonna tighten it up to get where we think we need it, which I like to have mine. The zipper part that opens up just about below my hip for the first set. And I'm gonna go ahead and open up this hammock real quick. We'll do a quick test on it, make sure. So when you do your sit test on it, first things first is you want to be, if you're summer camping, you can be close to the ground, right? But if you're winter camping like it is right now, you got to remember you got to have room for your underquilt underneath of it. When I sit in my hammock, if my feet are perfectly bent like a chair, then that's perfect for summertime for me. Now, if it's winter camping, I got to bring it up a little higher to make a little bit of room for my underquilt when I'm sitting, is because I don't want my underquilt touching the ground. And that's perfect now. So that's the perfect height. Now I want to make sure I've got the pitch correct. So there's a couple of different ways of testing your pitch. You can lay in it, make sure you're comfortable. When you lay in a hammock, you don't lay with your feet at the straps and your head at the other strap. You want to lay like diagonal across it, which makes it more like a lay flat system. So it's kind of sideways. This is actually pretty comfortable. I like this. So if I was sleeping in here, my head would be on this side for sure. I don't even have to test it. Now another way you can test it is you can make an L with your thumb and your pointer finger, and you bring it up. Now they say the perfect pitch of a hammock is that you tip your thumb and the tip of your finger will touch your strap. See, I'm off. So that end would have to loosen up to bring this end down a little bit. Then we're gonna come over here, do the same thing, see where our pitch is here. Not quite perfect, but when I laid in it, I was pretty comfortable. But they said that's the perfect pitch of the hammock system. So I am a little off. I could do the, maybe like this a little bit more. It's closer. You want your feet just attached higher than your head. I don't know why that is, but I've always found it to be more comfortable. Adjust it one more time. I'm gonna sit in it. Yep, that'll definitely work. So just zip this up. And the bag's right here. All right, so we're on the tree. It's choked. It comes down. It's caught in here nice and neat. The hammock has a built-in bug net. It doesn't come off, but you can unzip it and fold it around. There's a little strap back here. See this little strap here? Hold on. And it's got a hook on the inside, so you can open up the bug net and you can hook it where it stays in the open configuration. And then on the inside of the hammock, it's got a little esky rope, which is where I normally hang my light off of. And on this side, you got the strap. It goes up to the tree. Now, a fair review on this hammock. It's a no-name hammock. By no means these people are not paying me for this review. This is just gear that I've bought, tried, tested, and it absolutely works. By no means this is not a $100 hammock system. I think when you look at the link below, if I can find the link, if I still have it for it, I think this was a $30 hammock with $15 or $20 straps and stuff that I bought outside. So what, 50, 60 bucks I've got in my hammock system. Again, it's not one of those high name ones that cost you $100+, but I get my best sleep camping when I sleep in that hammock system. Far down, I have all my camping gear. The best for sleep I get is in that hammock. All right, so now let's get the Rainfly all set up. Now my Rainfly setup, this is not the bag the Rainfly came in. When we did the tour of my Whiskey's camping world's closet there, you've seen a camouflage bag off on the right-hand wall that has the toilet paper, and we put the feminine needs in there when we go camping. That's actually the bag that the Rainfly came in. But this Rainfly, once you get it out of that bag, it's the one down thing I'm going to say about this Rainfly is once you get it out of the bag that it comes in, I don't even know how they got it in there to begin with, because I can't get it back in at all. And if I do get it back in that bag, getting the stakes and the cordage all back in the same bag, it's impossible. So I got one of these draw strap bags that I've now converted over to the Rainfly. On the inside of the Rainfly, what I have added to my Rainfly setup is I added my own ridge line. So most Rainflies, they have the little hooks all the way around it. You can just hook a cordage strict to a tree. You don't need a ridge line. I always hang a ridge line because I'll hang stuff off of this ridge line when I'm hammock camping to keep it off the ground. Like my rucksack, I'll hang it off of it. You know, stuff like that, you know, keep everything off the ground, because I don't bring a ground sheet when I'm hammock camping. So I always bring this. So this setup here, it's a 50-foot paracord is what it is. And what I've done to it is it's already pre-rigged. Unless I get into a really, really big tree, it's already pre-rigged for this. So on one end of it, I tied a noose and then put it on a carabiner, right? Now on this, so what I'll do with this, take it around the tree and just carabine it into itself, right? And then about a little farther down, got a half hitch, same paracord. It's got another carabiner with a pulley system. This will help pull, so when after I go around the other tree with the end of this cord and I come back this way, I run it through the pulley system and I'm able to pull it really tight to get a real stout ridge line. My ridge line is always set up underneath my Rainfly, which actually gives the Rainfly some more support and stuff in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up, then I'll go over everything of this once it's set up, all right? So let's go ahead and get this set up. All right, so here's the ridge line. Cater beam just locked in. It goes down past this pulley system, comes down, wraps around the tree, comes back, goes through the pulley system, which makes it where I can pull this ridge line. It's pretty taut. See the bounce in it? You can almost walk on it. But it makes where I can pull it really, really tight with next to no pressure. I bring it back. Put my knot on it, which holds the pressure. I can loosen this up and the whole system will come loose just by sliding this way or pulling it that way when I put the knot in. And then I come back around here and put 2 safety knots in. So if this fails, it'll catch these 2. And it's so easy to break down because I just pulled this one cord here. It'll pull the first loop out, it'll immediately pull the second loop, pull this out, and the whole thing falls apart in under 2 seconds. Camouflage too for, which is perfect for stealth camping. And here's the other cordage. So we're gonna go ahead and take these 2, open them up. Over top my ridge line. There's one cord, so I know I'm at the middle point. I'll pull it over here, just kind of stretch out the cord, or the Rainfly. The other end here, put the halfway point up. Halfway point's up there. You can use your strings and attach it to each tree, but I use the ridge line. So let me go ahead and hook this up real quick. And I'll explain why I use the ridge line in a second. Most of the time, if I'm able to, I use the ridge line. But if your trees are close together, then I tie it to the tree. Get these 2 ends tied up. Up this way more. Get that pulled tight, look underneath, make sure I got full coverage of my Rainfly. So now we're going to do cordage out. I also separate my cordage so it doesn't tangle up. I'm all about the extra work when you break down to make the next setup easier. This cordage here. We'll tie this back here on the back corner. You're simply going to bend it over and then put it through and feed it through itself. We'll do that on all four corners. Back, front. My cordage bag, this, whether I'm tent camping or not, the same cordage bag goes with me everywhere because it has all the cordage. It's got more cordage than what I need. And all the cordage is either black. I have some high vis yellow, but I also have black, but the black does have built-in reflectors, so if the light hits it, you don't trip over it. Which these do come with the Rainfly, if you want to add that. Front corner, back corner. Right. I got more cordage for the center section, which we'll deal with in a second. Let's get the corners all staked out real quick, folks. Try to make this quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take the first one first. We'll get the back. All right, so because my fire range's up front, this is technically the back, but because of my layout here in my woods at home, I don't have the room I need to create the porch on what I would consider front side. So I'm just going to, for video's sake here, we're just going to do it on the back side. So I got a stick here. Get some more cordage. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna dangle this quarters real quick ahead of my pocket. So I've done this all the same way all the way around. So let me show you guys something real quick. So this loop here, bend it over. Then I'll feed this hoop through the hoop of the Rainfly. And then say my finger here's the hoop of the Rainfly, it'll come through like this, and then I'll just pull all this through it, and it'll choke it on there. And that's how we're gonna tie it. Get my hoop, put it up through the hole, open up my hoop, grab my tails, pull my tails through. Or you can go buy, you can put little beaners, carabiners on there. Just tie it off to the beaner, but it's just added more weight to do that. Just keep that in mind. Let's take it out. There you go, folks. Now you got a front porch, easy to enter. You can set up your chair here. You can have your fire out in front of your, off to either side, about 3 foot in front of the leading edge of the fire pit there. You can also keep an A-frame, and instead of tying down the 4 corners, you can tie down the second one in, and you can close the corners in like doors, and it'll actually create you a tent around your Rainfly or your hammock. But this is the setup. Let's run you through real quick the Rainfly so you guys can see everything up a little bit closer. All right, so we got our 4 corners. So these have toggles on it. So I can just pull that toggle up to tighten it. Just like I showed you up close, it's choked on. Do that way. Here's the center for the porch. And then I went over a V part of the piece of wood, or you can tie it to the wood and then run it down to the ground, which creates your front porch. And this is the repeat around the corners. Now how you attach it to the ridge line. Now technically I could have took this and tied it around the tree and pulled it tight this way, but I choke it. See this tail? I just pull this tail and that whole thing comes apart. See how easy the breakdown is? Now what you could do is you can put a piece of stick in there and pull this tight on the stick, which will prevent anybody from grabbing this on accident and pulling it out. So I don't normally worry about that personally because I'm normally camping by myself, but if I got people with me, then I'll put the safety in there so nobody can mess with it. Did that on both sides. Look at all this room in here, folks. It's huge. You got plenty of room behind your porch area to stage your gear. Again, I have a ring line because I have little carabiners, and I'll hang my gear up from there. You could be in the cot and somebody could lay on the ground with a ground mat or a cot. There's a bunch of different configurations here you can do this, but this is a nice setup. Now, as far as, let me show you over here, stand by, and come around. Again, this company is not paying me for this video. This is, again, it's just gear that I have bought with my own money that's true, tried, and tested. So that's the company. You got a hook there, a hook there. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hooks on the one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, 14. You got 28 tie down locations around the outer edge. And then it does a big X too, where you got tie downs here where you could rig that up something, make that more space. You got there and in the center. And it's the same on the other side. So there's 30 or 40 tie down locations on this Rainfly. It's beautiful. I've used it for even a tarp tent, and it worked out really great. Now my impressions of this Rainfly, it's never leaked. It is all taped seams on the inside of it. It's all tape seams. There's no frays, nothing. I haven't found anything wrong with this. All the stitching, no loose stitching when I bought it. I've been in heavy downpours with this Rainfly with not a single drop of rain getting me. That's awesome. That's good. So overall impression of this whole setup, again, never had an issue of the Rainfly as far as getting wet. But I will say, when it is raining, the Rainfly doubles in weight when you pack it back out. It's not the lightest thing out there. I think it's roughly 3 or 4 pounds. I don't remember. You can read it all in the descriptions below. The hammock system is pretty light. When I upgraded the hang part of the hammock system, it did add a little bit more weight because we're adding those metal pieces there. But this is what I prefer to camp in. Out of 9 times out of 10, this is what I prefer. I sleep better. I actually sleep better in this hammock than I do in my own bed at home. And it's not one of those $100 hammock systems. We're talking total investment is next to nothing. The Rainfly was a little bit on the pricey side. I think it was around 80 or 90 bucks when I bought it. But it's been worth its weight in gold. Like high winds, bad rains, no tearing, nothing. It's held up in every condition I've put it in. I haven't been in heavy snow yet, but where I live, that's not a concern of mine. Every weather condition that you can go through down in my area, it's been through and it's survived. It's kept me protected, dry, and the whole 9. So I hope you all like the review. Check out the comments or the description below for all the links. All this is bought off Amazon. Hopefully I can find all of it to put in the description. If it's not there, just type in Rainflies and search for the names. You'll find it if I can't find the links. But if I can find the links, I'll put them in the description below. As always, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters, Matthew B, Stephen R, and Mark K. Greatly appreciate y'all's support to the channel. If anybody else would like to join these 3 gentlemen or buy me a Mountain Dew or buy me a camp dinner, check out the description below. All the important links to our YouTube channels down there. That includes our social media accounts. That's our Patreon. That's our Cash App and our PayPal. And that's all, folks. Appreciate everybody watching. You guys already know how we do it. Holla at your boy. Peace.